Welcome back to the Brandon Can Win channel. So, if you've taken a look at my channel, you might have thought that my highest anticipated game of this year was going to be Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, when in fact, it was actually this, Persona 3 Reload. What Persona 3 Reload is it's basically a modernized version of Persona 3. It's supposed to be the ultimate version that is a faithful remake to the original Persona 3. And it was going to include some things from Fez, like the dates with Elizabeth and stuff like that. I think some of the personas you confuse. And some things from Persona 3 Portable, like the little missions and tasks that Elizabeth gives you. So one thing they did make clear, though, was that two things were not coming back. And that was the female protagonist, which was an option in Persona 3 Portable, Femc as they call her. And the other one was The Answer, which is kind of a post-game episode that's like the definitive ending of Persona 3 that they had added into Fez. So like after you beat the main story, you have the option of playing The Answer, or you can just replay the game. So I was excited when I found out that The Answer actually is going to be in Persona 3 Reload, but it's paid DLC. I'm not sure if people understand why I'm frustrated. Because at the end of the day, the thing that pisses me off is that this is a good thing, ultimately, that we're getting The Answer in Persona 3 Reload. Because, you know, this is how most new Persona fans are experiencing Persona 3 for the first time, you know? So it's a good thing that they'll have this option. It sucks that we have to pay for it because they gave us this remake that had aspects of Persona 3 Fez in it. They told us The Answer was not going to be in it. But technically, with The Answer being in it, this is now a remake of Persona 3 Fez. So we were technically lied to about what the game was. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, I'll get to that in a minute. Let's take a look at this season pass that they're doing, because waves 1 and 2, it makes sense to pay for it. It really does. So let's hop over to my computer really quick, computer screen, and yeah, let's take a look at what this season pass has to offer us. Okay, so right here, the Persona 3 Reload expansion pass includes episode I Guess The Answer. By purchasing the expansion pass, you can enjoy episode I Guess The Answer and additional background music and costume sets. Now, one feature that's really cool for Persona 3 Reload is if you like Persona 5 a lot and you still want those Persona 5 vibes, you can get DLC that is the Phantom Thieves outfit, which is really cool. And you can also get some battle music like Last Surprise. So they're adding more music into this, and I think this is all actually, not all of it, but like I think some of it's like background music for Tartarus. I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong, but you know, there's some songs in here that I'm actually really excited for. So let's start with Wave 1, which, like we said, March 12th. So that's actually just a couple days, which is kind of dope. So there's going to be two sets that we're getting. The Persona 5 Royal EX background music set, and then the Persona 4 Golden one. So the Persona 5 Royal one is going to come with Life Will Change, which you've heard Life Will Change. It's not a game. I'm not a robot AI challenging you. Sorry. Beneath the Mask, which is like the overworld theme, which is confusing because, like, let's say these are battle themes. This would not fit as a battle theme. It just wouldn't. Kichijoji 1990X. Also, I'm not sure if that would fit as a battle theme. Gentle Madman. Also not. That's the third. That's what's his name? How can I forget his name? He's such a big part in Persona 5 Royal. That was the last dungeon. The last dungeon's main music, I believe, which was replaced with Life Will Change when you go to his dungeon in Persona 5. Keeper of Lust, the boss music, I believe was Blooming Villain. No, Blooming Villain is the, I don't know. One of these is the boss theme. And then, of course, you get the victory theme if you have one of these playing, just like if you had like Last Surprise or Takeover playing with the base Persona 5 music that we do get. So the Persona 4 Golden one now, it comes with Backside of the TV, banger soundtrack, a game, a Junes theme, Heaven, oh that's a banger too. These are all bangers, honestly. A Long Way, Revelations Mitsuo, The Almighty, which I was wondering where that track was, and then the results theme for that. Like if you had like Time to Make History set as an option. Which I do want to say, I do appreciate that they did add this option into Persona 3 Reload, because I don't know, I like changing the background music a lot. I did that a lot with Persona 5 Royal. I would switch to like different outfits to change it to like Mass Destruction or Time to Make History or something. So yeah, that's all coming on March 12th, and that alone's actually pretty exciting. But yeah, Wave 2 is expected sometime in May 2024. Now that's still some time off. So they don't have a definitive date, and I guess it also says it was subject to change in like the video trailer thing. So these come with the Velvet Room costumes and background music set. So this is a little bit of a different one. So we get all these costumes for all the protagonists right here. I will say I do think Koromaru looks super fly in this little outfit. Not sure how I feel about Ken's outfit. And then everyone else, all the women ones are like pretty similar. Same with the men's ones. Nothing too special. I really don't care much about the Velvet Room outfits. I think the blue is cool, but like, I don't know. And then we're going to get some interesting tracks here. These are like from the dancing games. And it's Electronica in the Velvet Room from Persona 4 Dancing. Battle Hymn of the Soul remix. I don't know how to say that name, so I'm going to skip that. Persona 3 Dancing Edit version. Battle Hymn of the Soul Daisuke Asakura remix. Battle of the Soul USH version. And Dance Hymn of the Soul Disco in the Velvet Room. So this is like dancing background music, which, okay, fine. I'll take it. I really just want Battle Hymn of the Soul in general as an option for like normal battles, because that song is a banger. I think that Persona 3 definitely has the best final boss music next to Yaldabaoth in Persona 5. But yeah. And then in September we are getting The Answer, which okay. It's this whole situation's frustrating, honestly, because I'm excited, but I'm also pissed. So, like I said, my problem isn't that episode I guess is going to be a thing, or The Answer, as I'm going to keep calling it, because that's what it is. It's The Answer. This isn't new. It's like, it's not new in the terms of we've seen this before, this story before. You know, I don't know what else they're going to add into this to make it new. But it just feels weirdly scummy that they treated it, they like kind of were like so in our face, like it's base Persona 3. The answer is not going to be in it. The answer is not going to be in it. Instead, they're like, oh, well, the answer will be in it, but you got to pay us. It should be a free update at the very least. Like, come on, dude. That's just... that's Atlas being Atlas, I guess. Atlas just pulled another Atlas. And thing is when I first heard about this, I was actually super excited. And I was like, I went to go tell my friend, I was like, hey, yo, my dude, look what they're doing. They're dropping The Answer as DLC. And then he was like, oh, that's sick. That's awesome. And then I was like, yeah, they said I wasn't going to be in it because, you know, it was in the original Fez, but they didn't bring it over. And then he was like, wait, it's not new content? And I was like, no. And then he was like, well, then that sucks that they're making you pay for it. And it's like, yeah, he was right. I really sat and thought about it. I was like, why do I have to pay for this? Like, why? I shouldn't have to pay for this. It should, because now, if you get this DLC, it's now a remake of Persona 3 Fez, which is fine, because Persona 3 Fez is the definitive version of Persona 3, which now Reload is supposed to be. I don't know. It leaves a gross taste in my mouth and just reminds me that Atlas, you know, they just want money. Money is all that they want. The only justification I can even make, and it's such a shit justification too, is that they're not making Persona 3 Reloaded in the future. Basically, the definitive version of Persona 3 Reload. Because here's the thing. My problem with like these definitive versions of games that come out is like, a lot of the times, I like to play through a game once. Like there's some games where I'll play through a bunch of times. But games like Pokemon, for example, because I brought that up earlier, I think. Might have been a previous take. This is like my third take. You know, Pokemon Ruby is great, but then when Emerald comes out, it's like you're playing through the same game again, but like some story changes. And now I can catch Kyogre and Groudon on the same game. That's cool. But it's like, I'm playing through the game I played through before, and the difference here is that with Persona can take like 70 to like 100 hours to beat. So, like, Jesus, you make people who played Persona 3, Persona 3 Fez, Persona 3 Portable, and now Persona 3 Reload, oh my gosh, you guys must be dedicated. So I'm glad that they're not doing Persona 3 Reloaded. I'm glad that they're working on the next thing, which there are rumors that they're working on a Persona 4 remake, which I would die for. And they are making a Persona 2 remake, but those are just rumors. That's probably a whole nother video, honestly. But yeah, we're getting the answer. But I feel like, honestly, I'm left with a lot more questions than I have answers to. If I'm being honest, which is ironic, that's called the answer, and I have more questions. So, I am going to get it personally, because I'm a sucker for this kind of thing, unfortunately. The only other really good thing is that this is just an option. Like, I believe, if they were smart at least, waves 1 and 2, they could, if you want that, but you really don't want the answer, you could probably buy those separately, honestly. And you would probably be saving money, I'm not 100% sure. And you wouldn't need to get the answer. Because I know it's a very mixed thing amongst the Persona 3 community. Some people love the answer. Some people hate the answer. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Do you think that this is a scummy thing to do? Do you think that, you know, it makes sense that they're doing this? Or do you just not care? Honestly. Let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell when you do. And yeah, so long and good night.